Hi guys. so so I figured we'd talk this morning. I figured we'd talk just because I've been seeing a lot of things on social media. Um I see a lot of things, period. I notice quite a bit. And I typically just ignore most of it. Like I literally just ignore most of it. If I don't agree with something, I'm just like, oh, whatever. Just keep scrolling. Just keep scrolling. Excuse me. Do you guys do that as well? If something doesn't really spark some sort of passionate um, response from you, do you tend to just ignore it, or do you have to comment on everything and share your thoughts and you know just discuss? I had been seeing the first time I saw this. It's a meme. The first time I saw it, I was like, oh, whatever. Second time I saw it, different person. Ooh, I don't know about that. And now it's like shared and shared and shared. And I'm kind of like, do I say something? Do I share my personal thoughts? Because I mean, everything I do is just my personal thoughts. You know what I mean? So my personal stance doesn't really carry more weight, more importance than someone else's, right? So I'll tell you guys what I'm talking about. It's a meme that looks like this. It's just a black text. It says, pick a person and for the next 30 days, pray for their happiness. Don't tell them you're praying for them. What do you guys think about that? The intention is pure. Okay, the intention is pure. You're praying for their happiness. Um I'm assuming the intent is you would like them to have a happy life, right? Because you're praying for their happiness, but um the stipulation is you just randomly pick an individual and you don't tell them you're doing this. Okay, you immediately pick someone. Are you praying for them? Is it me? Are you praying for me and my happiness? um well, just because, personally, I feel like it's really not my place to go on someone else's post unless unless it's something that's really, really like way, way, way out of hand, which is very, very rare. I tend to just be like, oh, well, I don't agree. Keep it moving. This one, I don't want to correct other people on their posts. I feel like they have the right to post on their page, whatever their thoughts and opinions are. So I created my own version. My version looks like this. It has text on top. The question that I posed is this: if you replaced prayer with spellcast, would this still be okay? Would you be okay if someone performed their religious rituals on you without your permission or knowing, so long as their intent was your happiness? Would you be okay with that? Would you be okay if a Wiccan um, did some invocations and some rituals with the intention, and not telling you, of course, would you be okay with that? And their intent is pure. I would say I have to date never met a Wiccan or a witch um, that has had a malicious intent towards other people. Even people who do very much wrong things to them, they're still like, well, that's just not, it's not okay, but that's not how I am. And that's just how people are. So I'm sure there are witches and Wiccans and pagans and um, Muslims and whatever other religious beliefs that are not of uh, the right path. Uh, I'm sure there are bad people in every group, including those who are on the right path. But why is it okay to pray for someone without their consent, but it's not okay to cast spells on someone, use glamour, use charms, use, all of those things? Marilyn, that is the most beautiful. This is what I see. I mean, granted, people aren't gonna like always spill all their dirty secrets to me, but Marilyn says, I'm an eclectic pagan and I would not violate someone's free will. Boom! I'm a Catholic, born, baptized, uh, and all the other sacraments. I'm a certified Catholic. Went to Catholic school my entire life, basically. Graduated from a private Catholic high school. Seriously considered for quite a few years entering the convent, devoting my life to my religious beliefs and religious practice. But after a period of time, and not to bash other Catholics, of course. Oh, Teresa says I'm a recovered Catholic. Ooh, that I felt that resonate deep in my heart. Why is it okay so long as the violation of free will is in alignment with what's considered a good religion? Why is that okay? I'm just, and if you believe that this is okay, I'm not saying you're a bad person. I'm definitely asking and wanting discussion. I want you to share your thoughts. You're not going to be necessarily singled out and attacked. What makes you feel that this is something that's okay? Is it the intent? Because if it's the intent, which is a beautiful intention, it truly is, it's a very beautiful intention. Then would you have a problem if I went and cast spells with the same intention, reflected back, the same intention? I would love for you to be happy. I would love for abundance to enter your life, feel supported. Would you be okay with that? Yeah, just sending a general blessing that people find their happiness. That's a beautiful intention as well. Personally, I've come to find that what really, as my thoughts further developed on the shift in my religious views, whatever it was that shifted my views, I began to think about certain things. Is it okay to do this? Because I used to pray for a lot of people. Contrary to whatever public image I have at this point, much of my life I am actually very introverted. I'm very much hermit mode in real life. Up until my thoughts shifted my perception on my religious beliefs, I would spend a large portion of my day praying. I would wake up at like 3 a.m. to do a novena. If you're not familiar with what that is, it's a long ass prayer. So I would say I would spend about 3 to 4 hours of my day in prayer. I would go to daily mass. I would go to mass on Sundays, and just pray, 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 pray. Look for people to pray for, and all of this stuff. And it's not. Again, it's not me saying that people who still participate in this are bad. The intention obviously is good, right? Or I'd like to think it's good. But then I began to ask questions within myself. And I came to some very uncomfortable conclusions for myself. First off, I'm not God. Who am I to decide whose beliefs are right or wrong? No one really, right? Um, who am I to behave as though my religious practice, my religious beliefs are superior to anyone else's? And then as my thoughts began to evolve even further, I began to think about how when I'm praying for someone, when someone says, I'm going to pray for you, um, and I came to this conclusion from the trolls that I used to interact with quite a bit. Um, it's like, I'm going to pray for you because you're too incompetent to take care of your own spirituality. I'm going to pray for you and ask for forgiveness for your stupidity. That's kind of that's kind of the conclusion I came to. Like, is that why we do that? And then I began to just like, okay, maybe I shouldn't be praying for other people. Maybe I should just send out a personal request to creation to please do for others, not anyone specific, but do for others what is in their best interest and help them to understand that what they live through serves them in their purpose in ways they will eventually understand. And did I come to see my prayers answered? No, no, I didn't. My prayers weren't answered. And it wasn't that I turned my back to religion because my prayers weren't answered. I prayed and I prayed and I prayed. My prayers weren't answered. And I said, you know what? You gave me these two hands. You gave me these 2 feet. I'm going to use them because I'm my own prayer made into flesh. I'm my own solution. And if I can't handle this on my own, I know you're going to bring someone to my path that will assist me, that will guide me to the places I need to be in my mind and on my journey. And that's the thing. That's the thing that, thank you for asking that. That's one of the most major turning points for me. This is what really solidified because as I began to question things and have these thoughts, I really, really felt very as though I was really embodying sin, that I would truly be punished for it, and all this other stuff. Like it really made me go crazy. Um, mhm. it really seriously affected my psychology. It really affected it. And what ended up happening was this recognition that, and I was already coming to this conclusion outside of the whole topic of prayer. It was really me coming to this conclusion, seeing other people who shared my current beliefs at that time. Um, it's a lot of, I don't want to take responsibility for my life. I'm just going to pray about it. I'm not going to do shit for myself. I'm just going to pray about it. And if God doesn't give it to me, like just hand it to me, then that means I didn't pray enough. That means I really am evil. I really am going to burn in some place called hell. And I'm just a horrible person and the world would be better off without me here. That's intense, right? That's intense. That's intense. Very, very intense. But it very much fell into alignment with my views, my religious views as I was taught to believe. So yeah, it's kind of hard for me to grasp why we would sit there and beg some unknown being that we're simply told about and beg for things that we've been blessed with the ability to do for ourselves if we so choose. And it really ripened my thoughts even further to the point where it was like, what if no, I don't believe there's a hell. If there's a hell, it would be here. My personal beliefs. But what if it wasn't this God being that was telling us all of this? What if? What if? Um, Kelly, what did the church teach you prayer is? I want to make sure I fully understand what you're meaning. How is manifesting any different than prayer? Well, prayer is simply asking. It's an intercession, and it can either happen or it can't. Manifesting is not just an intent. You have to feed energy to it. Manifestation is more like spell casting, where you are setting an intention, you are feeding energy to that intention, and you have an expected outcome. Whereas prayer is kind of just like, might happen, it might not. At least I tried. You know what I mean? So I mean, I'm not saying don't pray. I'm not saying don't pray. I will say that prayer, at some of my darkest moments in life, it really gave me some sort of tether to hold on to instead of falling into an abyss of just complete darkness. Prayer gave me something to hold on to because I wasn't evolved enough yet in my thoughts, in my emotions, to grasp the cycles that I was going through. So, prayer in itself is not inherently evil. It shouldn't be avoided at all costs. The question was, is it enough for intention, good intention, to override the laws of sovereignty? Is that enough? Because your intention is good, is it okay for you to infringe on another person's sovereignty? So it's more of this concept. The issue isn't prayer to me. It's more of this concept that because I'm using prayer, which is supposed to be a good thing, well, is it okay for me to try and interfere with your path? Prayer is thought. Thoughts manifest. What's up, baby?
Oh, I thought Joey ran out.
No,
Because
she's
the door,
right here.
no, don't let her out because the door's open.
Okay.
Like the main door.
Okay. Make sure the cat doesn't go out.
He's in Ye's room.
Okay. Prayer is thought. Thoughts manifest. If you fixate enough, wherever your energy flows, that's what you're going to manifest. So, and that's one of the things that I realized about prayer is that we've begun seeing prayer as something other than what it actually is. Um, for some of us, and I think Markers, I think you use prayer in a way that it was originally intended. But for many people at this point, it's like, I'm going to just utter these words that I've memorized. I'm going to regurgitate the words. And that's enough. That's enough. That, it really reminds me of certain people who, because they pray, because they go to church, they're guaranteed entry into heaven. But then they treat people badly, that they scoff at those who don't have as much as them. And there are people that are like that. I once upon a time in my life, I knew quite a few where they talk about God, they talk about Jesus, they reiterate scripture, and they don't help anyone else. Like they're above that, yeah, self-righteous. So, yes, Markers. A thought doesn't manifest with that action behind it. And I think that's what's going on is that prayer has somehow shifted as society has evolved. prayer no longer has the action behind it. And I think that's kind of, what are we actually doing? What are we doing when we pray? What are we doing? Because again, it's not the prayer that's bad. It's not the prayer that's wrong. This is about the violation of other people's sovereignty. This is about using something that was once very sacred and turning it into something else. It has a feel to it, and most people who have been sharing this meme of like, pick someone and pray for them for 30 days and don't tell them. Most of the people who have been sharing this have the most beautiful of intentions. I'm usually like, oh, I love that. When they post things, I love that. I love that. And obviously their intention is not to spread violation of sovereignty. It's not. They're not bad people. Just like if I say that Reiki is a draconian teaching, are the practitioners of Reiki bad people? No, it's actually quite the opposite. Most people invest in Reiki certifications because their heart so desires to help other people. So it's not the individuals. This is more about the concept. This is more about, what are we actually doing? What are we participating in? Excuse me. Do we know? Do we know what it is that we are participating in? What it is we're spreading? There is absolutely nothing wrong with you having concern and wanting the best for someone else and reaching out and, do you mind if I pray for you? I had seen something that you posted, and I really would love a successful outcome for that circumstance. I want to somehow support you in some spiritual way. Is it okay if I pray for you? Nothing wrong with that at all. At all. I've had people ask me things like that. Would you mind it? Because they become aware of my personal stance. I'm not going to attack someone for praying for me, but they become aware of my personal stance regarding prayer, regarding sending energy or trying to tap into my energy without my permission. And they ask me if it's okay. Absolutely. I value you. Thank you for being concerned. Thank you for seeing beyond what I'm posting and seeing that I'm struggling behind the scenes and, continuing to just push forward. I appreciate your support and your concern. So it's not necessarily the prayer. It's more of us not really understanding what we participate in. It's us not realizing that it's time for us to elevate our level of awareness. What are we participating in? What are we actually doing? Hey, Jessica. This energy is, why is it killing you? Someone messing with you? You let me know, girl. Jessica, actually, she's one of the most beautiful souls I know. One of the most beautiful souls I know. And very patient, very loving, very, very, very patient and loving. And very much persecuted for her religious beliefs. It's insane. I've told her many times, that's fucking insane that you can still be this beautiful of a person when you've been so heavily persecuted for your religious beliefs. Oh my gosh, girl, I'm telling you, you let me know. You let me know, girl. Yeah, no. If Jessica, if you want to share how you've been persecuted and what your beliefs are, it's totally up to you. Not once has she retaliated in any way, shape, or form. Never even considered it, ever. Doesn't speak badly of. I'm just like, girl, I'm not that evolved. I'm not that evolved. But if you want to share it, Jessica, you can definitely share it in the comments. Yeah, the energy has been really, and I don't know, maybe maybe the whole pick someone and pray for them for 30 days without telling them, um, was an attempt to try and shift energy. Again, the intention could be good. The intention could be pure. It could definitely come from a pure place, but does coming from a pure place um excuse violation of sovereignty? Is that enough to suspend someone's sovereign right to decide for themselves the path that they're on? Um, I don't know. I don't know. I don't personally think so. Um, so I'm going to read what she says. Basically, according to a local judge, being a witch means you are unworthy of being a mom and having your kids in your life. Let that sink in. This is in America. An American judge deemed this an appropriate judgment for an American citizen. Because of your religious beliefs, you are stripped of your parental rights. No evidence of anything. Girlfriend, don't get me started. That motherfucker, I'll be like, girl, fuck him. That motherfucker. And she goes, no. I'm like, you let me know. You let me know, girl. Yeah. 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 That's why it's like it really it's so upsetting to me that there seems to be this let's just put it this way, religious privilege. Religious privilege. If it's, we can talk day and night about racial privileges. Let's talk about religious privilege. Religious privilege makes it okay for you to put on someone else your religious beliefs, because you have good intent, because your religion is deemed um, pure. Um, I don't remember Wiccans or pagans, and maybe my memory is faulty. I don't know, but I don't remember there being what the heck was it called? Um, the Crusades. That's right. That's right. The Crusades. The Holy Holy Crusades. Um, I don't remember Wiccans uh, committing genocide. You know, what makes a religious stance that has participated in those types of campaigns against sovereignty? What makes it so pure? And this is not to say that you need to change your religion and your religion is bad. I'm tossing out some thoughts here. No religion is perfect. No religion is superior. Each one was originally intended to help you connect with your divinity, connect you with your divinity. And these blanket statements of we need to pray for, oh, I was shopping for a church years ago because I was just like, I don't feel like Catholicism really resonates, but I believe in God and I have to be part of a religious group. I have to be able to pray with other people. And I know, girl, I know. She's like, and a friend of mine, she was a mom of my son's friends. She invited me to their church and it was beautiful. There was community. Everyone was so amazing, so welcoming. Um, at the end of the service, everyone kind of just hangs out for a couple hours. They have potlucks and just really get to know each other, be a part of each other's lives. It was so beautiful. Except for the part where at the very end of such a beautiful service, the leader of I don't know if it's like a preacher or a pastor or whatever it is, was like, Let's all now join hands and pray for the Muslims. What's happening with the Muslims? Let's pray for the Muslims and ask for forgiveness on their behalf and that they find their way back onto the. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you lost me there. You lost me there. Damn, I was going to sign on the dotted line. Damn. In all societies, if you are good, you flourish. If you hurt others, it's not right. Um, I want to believe that, Markers. My heart so desperately wants to believe that. But much of what I've seen in society, modern society, contradicts that beautiful belief. Not for me. It's not okay if another hurts someone else. But what I've witnessed, um, what I've lived through, people tend to hurt other people to get ahead and they tend to get away with that. They tend to get away with that. Is it okay? No. Do I agree with it? No. Does it happen? More than we like to believe. Absolutely. More than we like to believe. I'd like to think, and this thought have action behind it. I'd like to think that collectively we can change that. We can change that. And that's a lot of what the work that I do is about, helping you to begin thinking thoughts that will lead you to your own conclusions. And as you are led to your own conclusions, you begin to solidify what it is you want to manifest in this life, the kind of environment you want to cultivate around you. And honestly, if enough of us cultivate an environment where we can support each other, um, it kind of pushes out those who are still operating in a competitive comparison capacity. Um, it makes it difficult for them to operate. I don't believe in revenge. Um, it's unfortunate that your soul cries for it, but I don't believe in revenge. I believe it's a waste of my time and my energy. And I'm not here to perpetuate that system. I'm here to begin dismantling that system, and revenge has no place in the type of world I'm trying to cultivate for myself, for my children, and anyone else who wants to join us. I don't. I don't. Um, yeah, I don't feel like it's okay to hurt other people. I don't. We want humanity to elevate, ascend by doing good for others. You do it your way and I do it mine, same goal. Um, that was once my belief. And I think my belief has evolved into something slightly different. If you want to elevate and ascend human consciousness as a collective whole, you do it through your actions by allowing people to witness the truth of your walk and just having your words reiterate what it is they're already witnessing you do. Um, because if you're focused solely on changing the world by changing other people, you still have within you, there's a high probability of still having within you the very same environment that's outside of you. So when you change within, when you allow yourself to begin the process of shifting, and you begin that by working on your sovereignty, because laws of sovereignty, no one gets to tell you what to do, and you don't get to tell anyone else what to do. You can work together, you can cooperate, you can inspire with your words and your actions, but to attempt to tell another what to do is a form of domination. Domination is demonic. It just is. It's a demonic behavior. So let's see. Um, yeah, that's an important That's an important thought you shared, smarty girl. I found that I want revenge when an incident occurs, but give me 2 hours and my thoughts are for healing. It's okay for you to have that feeling of, ooh, I want to retaliate. I want revenge. I want to do something. And then you process and then you don't. It's okay for you to acknowledge you still have components that are a part of the system, but you're going to rise above it anyways. You're going to choose to rise above it anyways. I was talking to a really good friend of mine, and I was so pissed off. And I don't even remember what it was about. I was so pissed off. And she had told me something. And I was like, I'm going to hurt him. I'm going to hurt him. I'm going to hurt him in ways I've never hurt people in this life. And she goes, no, you're not. Okay, I'm not. She goes, "No, you're not. That's not how you are, and you better knock it off right now." And I was like, "I want to, but you're right. That's not who I am. That's not who I am. That's just not who I am." But I needed to say that. I needed to acknowledge that I have been hurt. I have a right to be angry, but I'm not them. I don't have their heart. I don't have their intent. I don't have it in me to attempt to do that to other people. Just because someone did it to you, if you're going to mirror it in order to defeat the monster in front of you, you stand a very real risk of becoming the very monster that you're trying to defeat. Yeah, the hardest part of freedom is allowing others to think differently than we do with acceptance. We don't have to agree, you guys. We don't have to agree. I could think all kind of ugly things about prayer. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you pray and it connects you to your divinity, keep praying. Keep praying. This whole thing is not about telling you not to pray or that evil prayer is evil or certain religions are evil. Um, Enough of that goes on. I don't want to be a part of that. But I do want you to question, what am I doing? Is my intention, my good intention, enough for me to interfere with someone else's life, to interfere with someone else's life lessons? Am I respecting their soul by attempting to do this, by judging and condemning them? Because the person that you picked to pray for their happiness, why did you pick that person? Because there's a part of you that has observed something about them that has caused you to believe their life sucks. Let that sink in. Are you praying for someone who has an amazing life, who you've witnessed has the most amazing life? They take trips. I mean, what else do we use to quantify an amazing life? They have amazing material possessions, big label items, big ticket purchases. Is that who you're praying for? Or are you praying for the person who you think their life seriously sucks? And I feel really badly for them. So what's that do? Participation in that. Um, as far as I know, well, the most the religions that most commonly use the term prayer as a label for their spiritual practice um, are the ones that preach about not judging others. 72% at 1111. They're the ones that follow the teachings of a man who did not judge others, who did not condemn others, who said, love your neighbor as you love yourself. Are you praying for yourself? Are you doing for yourself? Because if you're not doing for yourself and analyzing your life the way you analyze someone else's life, are you doing and loving for others as you are for yourself? Or are you placing yourself on, a pedestal and you're elevated? And so now you have to save all the little people who don't know any better. I mean, these are just thoughts, questions you have to ask yourself. I'm glad you decided to stand up for yourself. That's beautiful. You pray for you to have the wisdom to help them as they need it. Is there a way to help a loved one who appears to need an exorcism without violating their sovereignty? Ask them. Talk to them. Be honest. Be honest. Hey, I'm seeing some things. It kind of scares me. Um, can I help in any way? Would you be open to it? Let them know. If you're thinking that I can assist someone with an extraction, exorcism, whatever you want to call it, um, they don't have to be present. All they have to do is give permission. Hey, it's gonna sound crazy, but I think some spiritual stuff is going on. I want to be able to assist you. I know someone who can, and you don't have to be present. You just have to give permission. Is that okay? Are you okay with that? And if they say okay, yeah, I can help. I can help. But unless they say okay, I will not. And this is not about payment. This is about always honoring the sovereignty of other people. Um, wow, smarty girl. I'm actually not surprised. Says, I can recall being in church and the pastor told us to pray that unbelievers would be so miserable that they would run to the church. Wow. Um, dang. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. That's gosh, gosh. There is a lot of hypocrisy, and the hypocrisy. It No religion, no group is immune from it. We have to take people as individuals, assess circumstance as unique individual circumstance. We can't ever make blanket statements. I had responded to someone's comment. I don't know if it was last night or this morning. I think it was on yesterday's live stream about anatomy of a Pisces. And I don't even remember who it is now. They were talking about Aquarius. Like all Aquarius are bullies, all Aquarius are this and that, like just a lot of negativity. And I asked them to please swap out the word Aquarius and insert a minority, a race. Switch Aquarius with Black person. Is that okay? Is that okay to do that? To use blanket statements? I don't care if you know 50 Aquarius out of how many millions of Aquarius individuals. Is it okay to say because you interacted with 50 horrendous Aquarius that all of them are horrendous, all of them are evil, and I don't even know what was said. I don't remember, but it was the same gist, and it was like, wow, wow, the statements that we make, we can be so unaware of how. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. And and then there was this part of me that I don't know. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard for people to take things on an individual basis. If there's someone who is basically crying out for help in silence, and you feel that your prayer or your good intentions would benefit them, simple message: is it okay if I send you some love? I'd like to see you succeed in whatever it is that's challenging you. Do you mind? I'd like to pray for you. I'd like to do something that would make me feel a little bit less helpless as I witness you on your journey. I'd like to make some kind of contribution in some way. And my heart tells me prayer, that I can pray for you, and that might help encourage you. Is that okay? But this whole pray for them and don't tell them. Okay, well, sometimes I want to no, I don't practice Santeria. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and practice some Santeria on you. That's my I'm not gonna tell you. I'm gonna go ahead and I don't know what their practices are, but a lot of the people that I know that are Catholics are deathly afraid. They're like, "Oh, that's witchcraft." I'm like, "Do you know what witchcraft is?" "No, but it's bad." "Then how is it bad? If you don't know what it is, why is it bad?" Um, I know someone, I met their husband for the first time, and he's very devoutly religious, and they didn't know what I do for a living, and, I didn't tell him. I was just like, we're joking around and stuff, and he said that he got freaked out, he wasn't gonna go in there to a donut shop because, um, I think one of the donuts had a pentagram on it, or someone that worked in the shop had a pentagram necklace, and I was like, "What's wrong with the necklace? I wanna understand," and he goes, "No, no, 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 nope, keep that away. Nope, 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 nope. The Lord is my cloak," and I was just like, "But I don't understand. What is your belief about the pentagram that makes it evil?" And he said it was devil worship. I said, "No, that actually that's a very ancient symbol. It represents all the elements in a circle of protection. It's a protection symbol, and it has nothing to do with the devil. It's a nature-based religious belief. It's Wicca." And he was like, "Oh, the witches." And I was like, "What's your belief on witches?" He goes, "No, no, no, no. They be cutting the chickens." And I was just like, I think you're confusing it with Satanism." He goes, "Yeah, those Lucifer worshipers." And I said, "Actually, Luciferianism is not the same as Satanism. Those are different. People who worship Lucifer worship an angel of light." Like, "No," and I was just like, "Yeah, no, bro." "You mean this?" And then I pulled out because I had some stuff with me, and, I think it was like a wooden box that had a pentagram on it. I said, "You mean this?" And I pulled it out and I showed him. He's like, "Oh!" And I was like, "Am I evil?" He goes, "I don't know you well enough. You're probably not gonna get to know me. When you have that stance, you close yourself off to some really amazing things. Really, really amazing things." After that, he didn't really wanna talk to me, but right, not all Wiccans are witches, and even witches, not all witches are, like, doing evil shit. Just like I said, every single Wiccan and witch that I personally know, have a personal relationship, friendship with, are the most beautiful souls I have ever come across. The most peaceful, beautiful souls. And it's just crazy to me. It's crazy to me. Um, Witches, were they not the ones to use herbs to help sick people? The first doctors. Ooh, that's a booming statement. um, wait, what? I had someone tell me when they did Wicca said that was the most evil. What was the most evil? I found people believe what they are taught and to never question out of respect for their family. It becomes difficult at times. Yes, Cheryl, that's the whole point of this live stream. That is the whole point. It's time for us to begin thinking for ourselves, questioning our own beliefs, questioning the belief structures we've been taught to participate in. It's not question because it's wrong. Question because you have a right. You deserve to know what it is you're choosing to believe. Hold on. Hello? I'm live. Yes. Okay, we in church right now, baby. Okay, bye, daddy. Okay, guys. So we need to take our fear out of the terms that are used. I see Mel says Melba says the Bible is a spell book. Anything written is spelling. They call it spelling for a reason, spell casting. Look it up. Look it up. Matthew, I believe something similar to what you wrote. Evil is a condition. I believe evil is nothing more than a human intent, a malicious human intent. Everything that exists for a reason. Creation knows exactly what it's doing. So when you sit here and like, that's evil, this is evil, everything evil should be destroyed, I'm a demon slayer and this and that. Yes, my profession, my specialty involves the extraction of demons. Do I kill demons? No, I am not a demon slayer. I respect all life. I am an evictor. You have been evicted from this sovereign space. What you do once you're evicted, you decide for yourself, demon. I'm not doing nothing else. If you come back around here, I'm gonna slap you. That's about it. I'm not gonna do anything to seriously harm you unless it's too far, then you need to be transmuted. That's it. And that's not me destroying you. That's me offering you back to source. Source, I don't know what to do with this. Please do whatever you know in your greatness needs to be done with this thing because it keeps coming back. And we already told it no, and it won't follow the rules. So just kind of think on that, you guys. What do you believe in? What is it that you participate in? Does it resonate after you've taken the time to really think it over, to really question? Does it still resonate? If it does, then keep on. Keep doing it. If it connects you to your divinity, keep doing it. No one gets to shame you out of your religious beliefs, but you also don't get to try and dominate someone else just because your intention is pure. Okay? Prayer is not bad. Praying for someone is not bad. Should you ask someone? I mean, how beautiful is it? Whether I was religious or not, how beautiful would it be for my heart to feel, to hear someone express to me, I see you. I see that you're struggling. I see that you're hurting. And I love you so much and I want success for you. I want you to successfully end whatever this cycle or stage you're in. And I want to be able to send you some kind of support. And I just want to know if that's okay with you. To know that someone else cares. I mean, why hide it? Why do it without their permission? Why hide it? You know, I saw in the comments yesterday, a couple people were talking so much shit about Gemini. Oh, they liars. They hide shit. They always hiding shit. They always hiding shit. Okay, well, you hiding shit because it's prayer. It's okay. If you're gonna talk shit about Gemini, you better talk shit about the people hiding that they're praying for other people. I don't care. Gemini's intention was good. Like, there's times in the past where my husband hasn't told me that he's eaten McDonald's because I've said we're eating healthy now. And he hid that from me. His intention was good. He couldn't help himself. And he didn't want to tell me because he didn't want me pissed off. Because what's he going to do? He already ate the damn Big Mac. What's he going to do now? He can't undo it. So maybe if we allow ourselves to begin communicating, not debating. Debating is bullshit. Debating is bullshit. Debating is arguing. How adults argue. It's still arguing. Just because you're not using, name calling, whatever. Everyone can have their beliefs. Everyone is free to practice their religious practice. And you guys don't have to agree. We don't have to agree with each other. That's the most beautiful thing, to be able to coexist without agreeing. To be able to share thoughts that don't mesh well and still communicate and share with respect. I know people who are not of the Catholic or Christian faith years ago, and I've done this. I've I hope I don't offend you. I know you're not of the same faith as me, but do you mind if I pray for you? I see you struggling with something and I don't want to interfere, but I want you to feel supported in some way. And I'm hoping, me praying helps in some way to at least let you know that you're not alone on your journey. And that if you wanted to reach out and vent or anything like that, you can definitely reach out. But in the interim, is it okay for me to do this? For me to pray? There is so nothing wrong with that. Just asking first. Ask. Let's see. Uh, how can we use more discernment to protect ourselves from oppressive energy? Does energy work help when breaking magic spells? Um, it can help. And how do you use more discernment to protect yourself from oppressive energy? You feel it. Everyone has intuition to some level. You feel it. When you feel it, don't try and convince yourself that you're making it up. That's how you help yourself have better discernment. Um, the higher the butterflies, because most of us will get butterflies, the closer to the heart or higher the butterflies go, that's more about your higher self loves you so much and wants you to have the full range of experiences. And so this is something you're supposed to experience. The lower it is, the closer to your root chakra. What's the root chakra involved with? Survival. That's fight or flight. That's your body letting you know something ain't right. Something ain't right. Something is not right. Do not proceed. And if you're going to ignore that, you know, that's up to you. That's really up to you. Um, let's see. Mirrors is good too. Mirrors is good. Ah, Cheryl, I miss discussing situations with friends because they need to show me the correct opinion. That's the funniest oxymoron. Correct opinion. Opinion is opinion. Yeah. Yep. 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 So I gotta go. I'm gonna be coming live at 3:30 p.m. today to do expedited requests. I hope you guys can join me. Just think about today's conversation. Just think about it. If you do practice um, a religion that involves prayer, and you feel it's okay to just send prayer to people and not tell them, how would you feel if a Wiccan did whatever their practice was to you without telling you? Same intent, same pure loving intent. What if it was a Luciferian? What if it was a Satanist? What if, what if? Would that be okay? Would that be okay? And if it wouldn't be okay with you, then it shouldn't be okay, period. All right? And that's the thing, the law of reciprocal reflection. If it's okay for you to do it to someone else, then you have to be okay with it being done to you. If it's not okay for it to be done to you, then you should not be okay doing it to someone else, regardless of intent. Okay? So, you guys, remember your internal divinity, stay connected to it. Don't allow other people to shame you out of your practice. If it's something that connects you to your divinity, I don't care what it is, you're not harming other people, continue. Continue. It's very important that you begin to consciously choose to exist with no shame, no guilt, and no fear. People will always have their opinions of you, and that's all they are, opinions. Until you give weight to it, it's nothing. Until you give it meaning, until you pull it in as your truth, their opinion means nothing. Nothing. So I hope to see you guys later on today. If you haven't already given this video a thumbs up, Please do. Thumb it up, thumb it up, thumb it up. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on the notification bell. Like Miss Joy Joy. Let's get toasty. She's Marshmallow Girl. She's mad at me. I love you. Look at her face. She gave up on life. I love you, though. I love you. You love me? You love me? She's over it. Her face. She's like, look, I was sleeping. Look, she wants to go back down. Bye, guys.